Vince Focarelli, head of an Australian biker gang. This Italian-born man initially refused to tell his personal story, especially regarding fundamental changes in his spiritual life. However, his stance finally changed after Adelaide. The Australian media published his journey touched by Islamic guidance. Focarelli's past is quite dark. He once joined the most famous motorcycle gang in South Australia, namely the Comanchero. The man, who is now 43 years old, once served as supreme leader of the Comanchero. His life changed 100% while he was in prison. Focarelli tells the dark journey of his life while he was the leader of a motorcycle gang. There are many problems facing him. Several times he had to face assassination attempts, and he survived even though he had been shot 6 times. The incident occurred in 2012, when it was widely reported in the Australian media. In the shooting incident of a motorbike gang member, he survived, but his stepson Giovanni died in the same incident. Not only did he have to face the brink of death many times, he also faced various problems. He once spent 14 months in prison for possession of an unlicensed firearm and possession of drugs. Focarelli was released from prison on parole last April 2013. In January 2017, Focarelli said he had to be deported and ended up in a penitentiary because of criminal acts in his past. Worried that he would be deported from Australia, he chose to leave Australia. He left Australia and returned to Italy in March 2017, but not for long. He returned to Italy, the last time he was in the country, when he was 12 years old. After that, he moved to Malaysia and decided to start a new life. Now, he lives in Malaysia. In Kuala Lumpur, Focarelli led a new life. He really wanted to make this place his second home after leaving his gloomy life in the past. If I stay and wait for them, there is a possibility that I could be taken to a detention center. Once I calm down, my wife and daughter will come with me, he said. Not long after arriving in Malaysia, he brought his mother to move with him. Suffering from terminal cancer in August 2017, his mother came, but his wife and stepdaughter were still in Australia. I never thought that I would see him again, but God gave me this blessing. Now it's my turn to take care of him. Focarelli also shared about his life in Malaysia and how he enjoys the freedom he has and the experiences he receives. I have never experienced such a beautiful culture. I feel free, and I sleep well at night. His mother woke Focarelli several times every night. However, she felt free because she could accompany him. Meanwhile, Focarelli's father died just days before he was released on parole in 2013. Adelaide is my home and my heart is still there. I miss it. I lost 2 people. I lost my wife and stepson. When they are here, I will be complete, said Focarelli, as reported by the Advertiser. After living in Malaysia, he wanted to reopen his old restaurant that he had managed in Australia, namely La Fig Cuisine. Preacher. New life for Focarelli is not just living in a different environment. The owner of the Islamic name Imran Abdul Salam has completely left his old life behind. Now this fierce man has turned into a preacher. He shared his religious stories with the audience about the joys of being Muslim. He went from one meeting to another, from one mosque to another. He hopes that from his life story, the people who listen to him can learn from him. He told the story of his life of becoming a gangster and then truly embracing Islam. Since becoming a convert, he has received many invitations. He also met a mufti. The mufti in Malaysia welcomed him with open arms. The story of Focarelli's journey to learn about Islam is of great interest to children and teenagers. One netizen, Zulkifli for example, wrote his comments on social media about Focarelli as follows. Hearing how he, Focarelli, received guidance to embrace Islam is enough to remind us of the greatness of Allah. It is true that guidance belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, he said. Even though Focarelli has completely left his old life behind, his actions are still quite feared and hated, especially by Adelaide residents. However, now he is a different person. As a form of service to society, Focarelli is active in the social sector. He gives motivational and inspirational talks about his journey to discover Islam. Apart from that, he is also involved in humanitarian institutions. He worked a lot to distribute food to Yemeni refugees. Previously, he owned the halal Italian restaurant La Fig Cucina in Adelaide. He hopes this restaurant will continue to exist and develop throughout the world. Not only did he develop this restaurant business, he also gave some of the profits to the poor. Every week he gives charity to homeless people and the local Muslim community in Adelaide. This good deed is the reason many people embrace Islam and their Muslim friends become more devout. Apart from traveling around preaching, he has now been appointed as the brand ambassador and director of the Sharia-compliant cryptocurrency, Bayan token. According to him, the existence of this cryptocurrency has positive benefits. For Abdul Salam, his efforts were part of a good deed. "I believe that when you do good, goodness will come back to you," he said. Allah has decreed that good deeds must be done with good intentions. According to Abdul Salam, this cryptocurrency was created in accordance with Islamic Sharia. The aim is to fund projects that benefit millions of people in accordance with Islamic teachings. He hopes that the benefits of this cryptocurrency can be felt first by the people of Southeast Asia. Based on the Bayan token website, the sales proceeds are guaranteed to fund several projects so that the value of this token will be very profitable. Bayan token is not just a utility token, but also supports real projects that are profitable and support life around. This social project includes supporting the development of 100 to 1,000 halal outlets in Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, and Indonesia. With this currency, Abdul Salam believes the cost of living for millions of Muslims living throughout Southeast Asia will decrease. Another project is developing the production of natural Basella alba leaf extract. This natural ingredient is claimed to lower cholesterol levels in humans and most animals without the muscle, liver, rhabdomyolysis, and acute kidney failure caused by synthetic treatments.